Hey, Jonathan here. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to increase the size of our arms and chest. And there are a lot of guys out there that want to have a bigger build, want to see an increase in the size of their arms and their chest, have a better body for the beach when they're out. There are a lot of great reasons that you want to see an increase in your muscle size. But if we aren't training properly, it can be nearly impossible to see this. We could be doing tons of training. We could be training every day and not see gains because we're not doing the things that need to be done to increase the size efficiently. And if we're training wrong, we could actually even see an opposite effect. So we're doing all this training and we're seeing a decrease in the size of our muscles. And this is something we do not want, especially if this is one of your goals. So for this video, we're going to go over the training techniques in order to increase the size of the muscles. So we're not going to be focused as much on strength gains or for athletic performance. This one's just going to be focused on for the guys that want to increase their muscle size. First, I want to address something that I see a lot in the advertising world, and that's from like supplement companies and different fitness magazines that have these really big jack guys, and what it portrays is that, you know, if you build the size of your muscles and you get really big, that you're going to solve, you know, all the problems in your life. You're going to be able to pick up girls, you're going to be able to make more money. And that's just not the case. It really just takes developing the internal side of yourself. Having a better physique is going to help with confidence. It's going to help with developing discipline because it takes a lot of hard training to get those things, but it won't be an answer to all your problems or anything. So that's just something I want to point out because I feel like advertising companies really abuse that image. Now for me in my training, I usually focus just on strength gains or athletic performance. I'm not really as much focused on increasing the muscle size. As a natural byproduct of my training, my muscle size gets, you know, to the point where I want it. But I do like to mix in these other training methods because I think it's great to just use different training styles, constantly keep the body guessing. And I know when I was first training, I didn't have a clue on what the right training method was. I heard a lot of different things from different people. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. These techniques that I use in my training when I'm doing these type of workouts, and ones that I've done research on and found scientific studies that back up these methods. So how do muscles grow? It's important that we know how muscles grow in order to see an increase in our muscle size. Just understanding the whole process makes it a lot easier. So whenever we put stress on the muscles, we're doing a workout, we're creating small microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. And what the body does when we're resting afterwards is it heals these muscle fibers, and when it heals them, it makes them bigger, thicker, and increases the size of the muscle to adapt for the next workout and prepare our body to lift the same amount of weight or heavier the next time. And so what we want to be doing in our training is constantly forcing our body to adapt and slowly add on more stress, more weight as we continue our training, so we continually see an increase in our muscle size. Now there are two factors that will be crucial for seeing an increase in our muscle size that have nothing to do with the ways of training or the type of training that we need to be doing. The first thing is genetics. Some people are naturally going to be born with the ability to gain muscle faster, or naturally already start off with more, a bigger muscle size. And for others, it's going to take more work. It's going to take more training, longer workout times to see the muscle gains that we want to see. It's just important to know that genetics do play a part, especially with the end goal as far as how much we can actually increase our muscle size and the amount or the rate that we're going to see gains. But with good training and proper training, you will be able to see an increase in your muscle size. It might take a little bit longer than others, or you may start off at a lower level at the beginning, but with proper training and discipline and being consistent, you will see, you know, a good increase in your muscle size by using these training methods. The second thing is nutrition. Nutrition is going to play a big role in, one, the energy that you have in your workouts, and two, the rebuilding process, which is crucial for getting that muscle size. So we want to make sure that we're eating a well-balanced diet and we're getting as much nutrients to the body that we can. If we're not eating properly, it's going to be impossible to see those gains, and we might even see a reverse effect where the muscles start to atrophy during workouts because we don't have the nutrients in order to build or rebuild our muscles. So now let's go into the tips and training techniques in order to increase the size of our muscles. The first thing we need to be doing is using sets and reps in our workouts. Now most people probably already know this and already do this, but I know for me, when I was first getting started in my workouts, I didn't really know the difference between doing one set or doing four and why it was so important. And this is because we can add more volume into our workout. We can put more time under tension with our muscles. So this is what's going to help with that. Remember that beginning portion of putting stress on the muscles and breaking the muscles down? That's what's going to be able to do that more effectively and efficiently so that we can rebuild even stronger. So for example, instead of doing one set of 20 push-ups, we break it down to 3 to 4 sets. So you're doing 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 push-ups. So for example, do one set of 8 push-ups, rest, do another set of 8 push-ups, rest, do another set of 8 push-ups, rest, and then finish off with another set of 8 push-ups. And that would be good for that exercise for that day. So we know we need to be doing sets and reps, but how much weight do we use? Now studies have shown that adding heavier weight to your resistance will increase and be better for increasing muscle size. So adding resistance is important to add that right amount of stress to break down the muscles and to increase size. But there is a certain point where when we add too much weight, we lower the volume and we lower the time under tension that our muscles are undergoing, and we don't see as an effective increase in the muscle size. So the best amount of weight to use is one where you can stay in that 8 to 12 rep range. So you're doing 8 to 12 reps. This will make sure that you're performing the right amount of volume, you're doing the right amount of time under tension with the muscles, and so you can see a really efficient, effective increase in size. Also, this is just a lot safer for working out. So instead of having to do a crazy heavy amount of weight and risking injury, you can do a medium amount of weight and see a really effective gains in your muscle size. The next thing is that we want to be using a full range of motion for our workout. So for example, if we're doing a push-up, we want to go all the way down and all the way up. We want the full muscle to be used. And studies have shown that this helps increase hypertrophy and is better for increasing muscle size than doing just a partial range of motion. Now with sets and reps, it's important that we also use the right amount of rest in between these sets. We don't want to go directly into the next set right after the first one, because our muscles won't have enough time to recoup and won't be prepared to give the amount of work that's needed for the next set in order to see the most effective gains. And it's important that we don't wait too long so our muscles recoup completely. So from the studies that I've done and what I use in my training is that if you wait at least a minute, in between each set, you'll be fine. And I usually wait any time between 1:30 and 2 minutes in between each set, just so my muscles get in a good rest period to go into the next set. So the last tip I have for you is the most important. It's the one I see the most neglected by most people, and what causes most people to not see the gains that they want to see. And that is rest. And I'm talking about the time in between workout sessions and rest as far as sleep, getting good sleep. Rest is crucial. It's the building portion of gaining muscle size. So this is the most important part of the workout or gaining muscle, and that's the rest. That's the rebuild process, so the muscles rebuild and become bigger. We don't need to be working out that much to see an increase in muscle size, and this is where most people screw up. They want to work out every single day or use that muscle every single day, and that keeps them from seeing the gains because they don't get the rebuild. They don't see the rebuild process. You only have to be working out 2 to 3 times a week on that muscle. And if you're just getting started, you can start off with just 2 times a week. So if you're wanting to build up the arms and chest, use you have your workout session on day 1, rest either 1 to 2 days, and then have another workout session for that week. And if you follow that, if you give your body plenty of time to rest in between sessions, you'll be able to rebuild and see strong gains in those muscles. And also it's important to get good sleep. and also reducing stress too. That's another part of rest, is lowering your stress levels. When your body's under stress, a lot of functions get screwed up, and rebuilding muscle is one of those. So make sure that you take some time to meditate during the day if you need it. Make sure that you get a good night's rest. So an easy one to help sleep better is by disconnecting electronics, unplugging everything, turning off, or at least putting your phone further away, and letting go of a lot of distractions before you go to, like an hour or so before you go to sleep, and do some deep breathing before you go to sleep to help prepare your body for sleep. And I know that's a big one for a lot of people, just not getting enough sleep. So really try to work hard at getting good sleep, because that's not only going to help with muscle, rebuilding muscle, it's going to help with a lot of other things too. So to end off, I just want to give you my favorite exercises for the chest and for the arms. And I like to use compound exercises, so multiple joints going on. And ideally, for me, I like to use body weight. I just never liked going to the gym. It wasn't a fun thing for me, and I get more enjoyment out of doing body weight exercises. But for gaining muscle size, as long as you're adding weight and doing the right resistance and doing full range of motion exercises, you're going to see gains. But here's the ones I like to do. I like to do push-ups, and to add weight to these, I like to add on the weight vest. And say if I want to focus more on the triceps and biceps, because with the arms, the triceps are bigger than the biceps, and so working out your triceps is going to make your arms look visually bigger. So if you're doing curls and stuff, make sure that you also do the triceps as well. And so if I want to get more of a tricep workout with my push-ups, what I'll do is, instead of going wide with the arms, I'll bring them closer in, and that will focus more on the triceps as well as the chest. Also for triceps, a great one is the dip. So you get on a dip bar and you go all the way down, all the way up. Dips are great for working out the tricep and for stabilizing, especially if you do this on a set of rings. Another great exercise, and I picked this up from my buddy Jason Chu. You guys know him as Super Chu. And this is just the rope climb, where you turn your hands inside towards each other and you wrap around the rope. And what this does, it really focuses a lot of the resistance on the bicep as well as the back and a lot of the core as well. But this is just a great exercise, because not only are you building the bicep, you're building a lot of the other muscles surrounding it. And so it's a great full body exercise, minus the lower body. Another one is simple pull-ups. You can use pull-ups to build the entire upper body, especially for the biceps. If instead of going from a chin-up form where the hands are facing away, you turn the hands in where the hands are now facing you, and pull the arms slightly inside. If you do your pull-ups like this, you're focusing more of the resistance on the bicep as well as the back and things, but you're focusing more on the bicep when you switch your wrist like that. And so you're getting a nice bicep workout at the same time. And for each of these workouts, these body ones, to add more weight, I just add on a weight vest. I add on a simple 25-pound weight vest. You can get these at Walmart. You can order them on Amazon. I'll try to put a link below. Let me pull one out. Bust one of these out. See, it's just simple. This is the Gold's Gym weight vest. This is 25 pounds, and you can add on weight by putting more of these things in or taking them out. So the weight vest is a great way to add more resistance to these body weight workouts, which for me were more fun. If you're just starting out with any type of lifting, then here's what I recommend. I recommend starting off with body weight, getting that down first, and then progressing as you go from there. So doing push-ups, if you start with just the basic push-up, try to do 8 to 12 reps and do 4 sets of this for your workout. And once that becomes easy, once you can do that, then increase to the weight vest. Start adding more weight with the weight vest until that becomes easy, and then you can move to heavier weights. So if you want to go even further than that, you can use bench, do bench press and things like this with free weights, and increase the resistance by doing that. So if you do these things we talked about, you're using 3 to 4 sets for each exercise. You're using 8 to 12 or 8 to 15 reps for each of these sets. You're resting in between these sets, so you're doing about 1 minute to 2 minutes rest in between these sets. and you're using a full range of motion in each exercise. And then also the most important one is resting properly, meaning giving your body plenty of rest in between these workout sessions and getting good sleep at night. If you do this, you do all these things correctly, then you're going to see some really good gains in your muscle size. The thing is being consistent, providing your body with good nutrition, eating right, and being consistent with your training. And remember, you don't have to work out that much, only 2 times to 3 times for that muscle each week, and you're good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If your goal is to see those muscle gains, start using these techniques now and increasing your muscle size. So make sure to subscribe by clicking up here, and I will see you next week. Hope you have a happy new year, and hope your Christmas was awesome. Mine was great. Me and Thomas had a great Christmas. So train safe, and I will see you in the next video.